Hey everyone! Today I'm diving into an important issue affecting Indigenous communities in Alberta. Let's talk about why First Nation treatment centers are rejecting Alberta's new addictions plan. So, what's going on? 5 Indigenous addiction treatment centers in Alberta are refusing to implement the provincial government's new addiction treatment policy. They argue that the policy was developed without proper consultation with Indigenous communities. Dr. Esther Tailfeathers, a physician from Kainai Nation, criticizes the approach as unilateral and colonialistic. She believes that real engagement with the communities most affected by addiction and mental health issues is crucial. One of the main sticking points is an app called My Recovery Plan, or MRP. This app collects personal information from substance users, and here's where things get tricky. The data is stored in a private database, not controlled by First Nation communities. Plus, organizations using MRP have to sign non-disclosure agreements, which restricts their ability to criticize the program. This has raised serious data privacy concerns. Dr. Janelle Searing, another physician, draws chilling parallels between the government's actions and historical mistreatment of Indigenous communities. She points to the Canadian Medical Association's recent apology for past harms, including unethical health data collection. Dr. Searing argues that imposing this program on Indigenous communities is reminiscent of the control exerted during the residential school era. Despite the government's efforts to push this policy, there's significant resistance, especially from Treaty 6 nations. Chief Leonard Standing Gauntherode highlights the life-or-death stakes, stating, "If harm reduction isn't available, our people will die." The Confederacy of Treaty No. 6 also points out the disparity between First Nations declaring opioid crises and those actually receiving funding to address them. Concerns about MRP don't stop at privacy issues. The program may violate OCAP principles, which ensure First Nations communities have control over their data. Dr. Tailfeathers criticizes the program as exploiting Indigenous communities for corporate gain. The Alberta government is pressuring service providers to use MRP, linking future funding decisions to the app's outcome scores. But Indigenous service providers argue that MRP fails to account for the realities of Indigenous clients, like intergenerational trauma. This mismatch could lead to a sense of failure for both clients and providers. Indigenous service providers have flagged several issues with MRP, like the lengthy and culturally insensitive questionnaire. Imagine trying to answer 120 questions while going through detox. Some questions, like, "Are you proud of your community?" are seen as offensive and out of touch with individual experiences. The questionnaire also neglects key factors like intergenerational trauma, language barriers, access to elders and ceremonies, and foster care history. These omissions are viewed as culturally insensitive and disregard the holistic approach often emphasized in Indigenous healing practices. The Alberta government, through Hunter Burrell, states they're working with service providers for culturally appropriate implementation. But with no concrete solutions on the table and ongoing pressure to use MRP, the future of the program remains uncertain. The full APTN news article is in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe and click on the bell to stay up to date with timely trends and news. Thanks for watching.